a Japan Coast Guard aircraft collided with this aircraft. It may have been a fixed-wing aircraft. We've also got the number for that. I'll wait for official confirmation on that. But when I saw images of this plane coming in to land, everything seemed to be fine. Just as it was about to touch down, there was a ball of flame just under the left wing. It now looks as though that was when a Japan Coast Guard aircraft collided with this aircraft that had 367 people on board. It was Japan's airline flight 516 from Shintose Airport in Hokkaido. Alistair is still with us. Alistair, staggering, 367 people. That crew on board this aircraft to get so many people off that plane in that record amount of time. I know that's what you train for when you're a flight attendant and when you're in the cockpit as well. But my goodness me, that nothing short of a miracle.
Well, I would say that they've handled that incredibly well. I mean, they've managed to get everybody off. I mean, now you look at these pictures, it's absolutely horrendous. But the crew are trained to get all the passengers off in 90 seconds using half of the main exits. And sometimes you can't use certain exits because of a fire. And so the flight crew, if they're aware, will make an announcement telling the cabin crew which doors to use and which not to use for the evacuation. But this is really good news. They managed to get them off without any injuries. And in fact, in the evacuation itself, with passengers going down the slides, elderly passengers can injure themselves going down, and also if people don't take their shoes off, etc. But it does sound like they've done extraordinarily well to save everybody's lives. And you say that all the passengers are uninjured, and hopefully that applies to the crew as well.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I think what I meant to say is I think 367 people, 367 passengers and crew. I'm told that should come to about 400 people. But you're absolutely right to correct us on that, Alistair. I believe that all the crew are safe as well. Small, fixed-winged aircraft, always a challenge, I'm guessing, when you're in a great big beast like this, touching down in the dark.
Well, the thing is that, you see, airlines are operated by professional crews who are highly trained and, of course, are very practiced at landing these things and managing them, operating them. But general aviation, I'm referring to small aircraft, can involve private pilots who are not quite so, nothing like as clued up as professional pilots. And there is a possibility, and this is purely speculation here, there's a possibility that the light aircraft pilots had taxied onto the runway or onto the wrong taxiway, causing a collision. We don't know, but those sorts of accidents have happened in the past, and it's not aircraft specific. So in other words, the A350 in this case is not, that is not the cause of the accident in the sense that the aircraft model itself is not involved. This could happen to any aircraft. But we can take comfort in knowing that everybody survived this accident. And, it does show, once again, just how safe aviation is, even when things go awry.
What do we know about this sort of aircraft? It's one of the workhorses, really, isn't it?
Well, the A350, yes, it's a wide-body twin-engined aircraft. In Japan, they carry quite a few. They can carry a lot more passengers because they have the seat distance between each is reduced if they're being used on within Japan. If they're used on long haul, then they have a higher. They put fewer passengers on. But it is this particular aircraft, I understand, is 2 years old. So there's no suggestion there's any problem with the aircraft itself. If it was a collision with another aircraft, then this is not aircraft-specific accident. And so, talking about the model of aircraft, whilst it's interesting, it doesn't impact on an accident where two aircraft have collided.
OK, stand by, Alistair. Tim Atkinson joining me now, air accident investigator, pilot as well as we see these live images of a Japan Airlines flight that burst into flames just as it touched down on the airport at the busiest, on the runway, I should say, at the busiest airport in Tokyo, and thus Japan